The tree that breathes at night. At the heart of Iduro Village stood a tree older than memory itself. Its trunk was wide enough to shelter 50 men. Its roots twisted through the earth like sleeping serpents. Its leaves never fully dried, even in the harshest dry season. The villagers called it Opiemi, the tree of spirits. Every 7 days, as the sun bowed and the drums spoke, the people gathered beneath it. Elders poured palm wine on its roots. Women laid yams and kola nuts. A chicken's blood was spilled at the base of the tree, sealing their covenant with the spirits that lived within. They believed the tree protected them from war, sickness, famine, and evil eyes. And, for generations, it did. But when night fell, the truth was whispered, never spoken aloud. On moonless nights, the tree glowed faintly, as if breathing. A cold wind circled it alone. Shadows peeled themselves from its bark. Different spirits emerged, some tall and thin, others crawling, others faceless. They roamed the village paths, unseen by most, feared by all. Children were forbidden from wandering at night. Dogs whimpered instead of barking. The tree was their shield and their prison. The forgotten sacrifice. One fateful week, the village failed. A festival distracted them. The drums were silent. No chicken, no blood, no prayers. At dawn, tragedy arrived. A child was found lifeless beneath the tree. Crops withered overnight. A hunter vanished into the forest, never to return. Sickness spread like smoke. The elders trembled. Elders crying, "The spirits are angry! The spirits are angry!" In panic, the people brought goats, rams, cows, spilling blood until the earth turned dark. They begged, cried, cut themselves, and slept beneath the tree for days. Slowly, the disaster stopped. Fear became law. From that day onward, the people never missed a sacrifice again. The tree was no longer worshipped out of tradition, but out of terror. Then one evening, as the sun bled into the horizon, a stranger arrived. A pastor, carrying a worn Bible and a small traveling bag, was posted to Iduro Village. He stood at the village entrance, staring at the massive tree in the distance. The wind shifted. The leaves rustled violently. The spirits stirred. The elders exchanged uneasy glances, because the tree had ruled Iduro for centuries, and no man had ever challenged it. The newly posted pastor did not act in haste. For 3 days, he prayed quietly in a small mud house at the edge of the village. He fasted, studied his Bible, and sought divine direction. Each night, the wind around the ancient tree grew stronger, as if sensing a coming confrontation. On the 3rd night, the pastor received a clear instruction in prayer. The tree was to be cut down. When the elders and traditional priests heard this, fear spread through the village. The priests confronted the pastor publicly, warning him that no one had ever challenged the tree and lived peacefully afterward. They performed symbolic rituals and displayed charms meant to intimidate him. Strange sounds echoed at night, and the villagers watched anxiously. But the pastor remained calm, confident that he was not acting by his own strength. On the chosen morning, under a bright sky, the pastor returned to the center of the village with 4 strong men. The entire village gathered at a distance. Silence fell as the first strike of the axe hit the tree. The wind rose suddenly. Leaves shook violently. The priests chanted, yet nothing stopped the men. Slowly, the mighty tree came down. When the trunk split open, the crowd gasped. Inside the hollow tree were unusual objects: old coins, photographs, pieces of clothing, shoes, personal items, cooking pots, and other symbolic materials. The elders stared in shock, realizing these items represented years of fear, control, and spiritual bondage. As prayers were offered, people who had long lived in emotional and spiritual captivity felt relief and freedom. Long-standing fear disappeared. Families reconciled. Hope returned to the village. Many villagers openly chose a new path of faith, embracing peace instead of fear. That day, hearts were changed. One after another, many people gave their lives to Christ. Churches were built, and a new chapter of hope began in the village. The atmosphere of the village changed completely. Children played freely at night. Drums returned as instruments of joy, and the village experienced a level of unity and calm it had never known before. Where the tree once stood, the ground was cleared. And for the first time in generations, the village slept without fear. Lessons from the story. Fear can rule a people longer than chains. The villagers were not controlled by force, but by fear, passed down through generations. God's power brings lasting peace. When fear left, joy, freedom, and peace remained. Like, share, and subscribe for more interesting stories. Thanks for watching.